at Port Orleans Riverside. It's a bar, it's got drinks, it has food, but it also has a piano player that is here, and I cannot remember his name.
Hey everybody, this is Magical Mustache Man, and we are here at Port Orleans Riverside and French Quarter exploring what they have to offer.
So the Port Orleans resorts are moderate resorts. They're located in the Disney Springs area, and they're really close to Fort Wilderness as well. So it's a really secluded, calm environment. As John mentioned, there's two technically resorts. There's Riverside and Port Orleans. Right now we're walking through Riverside, which has two areas. Alligator Bayou, which is kind of more rustic, kind of cabin feel, kind of reminding you of the Louisiana Bayou. And then there is also the other area, which I can't think of right now. But we'll come back to that.
Yes.
The whole resort is themed to Louisiana. So again, Riverside has more of the bayou, old mansion feel, like Baton Rouge, and then French Quarter has more of the New Orleans French Quarter vibe. In terms of dining options, there's lots of kind of Southern Cajun-inspired meals. You can get beignets here, which we will definitely show you.
All right, so we've been walking for a while now, and the site did mention something about a mile-long running trail through Port Orleans and Riverside, and I was like, there's no way they have that much space to like run around. And it is amazing, and it is lovely, this view. There's like so much greenery. You get to see all the resorts, and it's nice when the weather's cool, at least.
Yeah, it is. We're getting one little taste of Florida fall today. It's like 72 degrees and not humid, which is amazing.
I'm wearing I'm wearing a Spirit jersey. That's how cool it is.
First time we've done that since we moved here 6 months ago. So the Alligator Bayou section is definitely more lush. There's tons of trees and water and things like that. When we get to the Magnolia Bend section, which is the one I forgot earlier, that is very like manicured lawns and like kind of mansion style sort of theming in the landscaping. So the two areas feel very different, but it's a huge resort. So there's a ton of walking space. So some things that define a moderate resort compared to value and deluxe. So you're definitely gonna have more amenities, more upscale theming than a value resort, but it's still motel style, meaning that the doors to your rooms open out to an external kind of walkway. So people are walking by your room or your window to get to their room, compared to a deluxe, which usually has interior doors inside and then balconies facing outside that are private. So on the Riverside side of the resort, there are the Old Man Island pool, which is kind of big pool with lots of different activities for kids and things like that. But there's also 5 leisure pools nestled throughout the rest of the resort. So if you want something a little quieter, just get in, cool off, relax by the pool, those are all throughout the resort. And even though this resort is massive, there are golf carts that cast members will drive you to your room, bring your luggage from check-in, things like that. So there's definitely help getting to your room if you are not a big walker or you have some mobility challenges.
And I will say, these rooms are a little spread out because the property is pretty huge. I'm lost right now. I don't know where we're going right now. Kyle's leading me where we're supposed to be going, but honestly, if I didn't have a map or knew where I was going, I would be lost.
Yeah, it's definitely a big resort. It looks, all the pathways are kind of confusing and intertwined, but it also makes it feel super secluded and really lush, which I just think is really relaxing and nice. You feel away from the hustle and bustle of the theme parks. You really feel like you're in another world here. So let's talk about room types. So both Riverside and Port Orleans, moderate resorts in generally gonna have a standard room. It's gonna be 2 queen beds, bathroom, split bathroom. And again, door is gonna face out to an exterior hallway. Those run between $300 and $450 a night, depending on the season, what room you're getting. There are the options for preferred rooms, which just means you're closer to transportation or the lobby. And then there are 5th sleeper rooms, which are 2 queen beds and a pull-down child bed if you have a family of 5. But again, generally prices are going to run $300 to $450. So now we're over in the Magnolia Bend section of the Riverside resort, and you can tell that the landscaping has totally changed. It's much more manicured, tons of magnolia trees, not as kind of dense and foresty as you saw over in Alligator Bayou. And then the style of the buildings is now these kind of like grand southern mansions sort of style. And so different vibe, but still equally beautiful in this beautiful walk around the island. So Port Orleans Riverside is a really special resort for me. It is the first resort I remember staying at as a kid. I had this mom-son trip when I was in 6th grade. And I remember staying here, and it was just so immersive and beautiful. And that was 25 years ago. This is the first time I've actually been back at this resort in 25 years. And it's still so beautiful and well manicured. I think, you know, the rooms are probably not as up to date as some of the other resorts, but the landscaping and the ambiance is amazing. The rooms are standard. It's a moderate room. It's not going to be anything crazy, but definitely if you want an immersive resort experience, I think that Riverside really offers that because of the landscaping and how secluded it is, but also how expansive it is in terms of the ability to walk around and just take in all of that. Are you looking to plan your next magical vacation? We specialize in Disney, Universal, cruise lines, and all-inclusive resorts, and we would love to help you plan your next vacation at no cost to you. You can find us at magicalmustacheman.com for a free quote. All right, so we're on Old Man Island, which is actually an island in the middle of the Sassagoula River. So basically Riverside kind of wraps around this island, and then you head over to Port Orleans on the other side of this. But this is where the Old Man Island pool is, which is the big pool over on the Riverside side of the resort. Also Muddy Rivers pool bar is over here if you want some kind of specialty cocktails or poolside drinks. There's also the fishing hole, so if you want to do fishing, you can do catch and release fishing here, among all the other recreation that's really special about Port Orleans. So you can do horse-drawn carriage rides, you can do fishing, you can do movie under the stars, campfires, grill some marshmallows, tons of activities here at the resort, in addition to all of the beautiful walking trails around all the different rooms. So we're here at Boatwright's Dining Hall, which is the only sit-down, not quick service dining option here at all of Port Orleans, so both Riverside and French Quarter. It's a pretty large restaurant, you know, Southern-inspired American fare, lots of great Cajun options. It's overlooking the Sassagoula River. It's a really nice place to eat, and again, your only option for sit-down dining here at Port Orleans. Next, we have the Riverside Mill food court. So pretty standard quick service option, American fare, lots of options and a ton of space. But this is gonna be your quick service option over at Port Orleans Riverside for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All right, so we're here at the River Roost, which is just off the lobby at Port Orleans Riverside. And it's a pretty standard lounge, you know, got drinks, snacks, things like that. But it also has Yeehaw Bob Jackson, who is a staple. He's, I think, been playing for over 20 years here at the River Roost. So you can check his schedule. He's not here every night, but plays the piano in the lounge. It's usually packed in here, and it is always a good time.
All right, so we're almost done pretty much with the Riverside portion of Port Orleans, and we're walking our way to the French Quarter. But I do want to talk a little bit about transportation between these two resorts. This resort has two modes of transportation, one being by boat, and that only gets you to Disney Springs, and the second mode will be bus. So if you wanted to get to a park, you would have to take a bus. That's the only bad thing about this resort. But it is such an amazing resort itself. It's like I've been walking here for 35 minutes or even more, and I still haven't reached at least half of it.
We've only done one half, that's right.
I'm still out of breath from walking, and I'm happy it is a cool day, but it is a huge resort.
Yeah.
But the only down part about staying here is like, you stay late at Magic Kingdom or you stay late at Epcot, you still got to take the bus back.
Or you want a rope drop and you want to get there early. You're definitely going to have more travel for sure. And then also internally, right, there's I think 4 bus stops internally. So it can get you relatively close to your room, but that also means you're maybe waiting for multiple stops before you get to your stop, which just adds more time after arriving at the resort. Or let's say early morning, you know, you're the last stop. The bus may be packed by the time it gets to you before you head off to the park. So it's definitely something to consider. I'll tell you again, you know, when I was a kid and we stayed here, I loved the boat ride to Disney Springs. It was downtown Disney back then, but I loved it. Every night we get back from the parks, we change and we get on the boat and go to Disney Springs and walk around. And at night it's, you know, so beautiful. So I think it's a really unique part of it. I think it's a fantastic resort, and really happy that we're here today.
Yeah. But I do want to mention though, if you are here for food and shopping, then this resort is perfect for you because you got Disney Springs right there. You got so many restaurants, you got so many shops, and it's free just walking there. So if you're just here for 2 nights and you got 1 park ticket, spend the rest of the day at Disney Springs.
We go to Disney Springs probably at least once, if not twice a week, just to walk around. Like, just want to get out of the house, go walk around, we go to Disney Springs. Parking is free if you're local, I mean, if you're visiting too. And it's just a beautiful outdoor area. But I might be adding Port Orleans to our walking list of Disney fitness options.
Yeah, it is great.
Get a beignet at...
Because we've been doing monorail walk, which is, Grand Floridian, Polynesian, Contemporary, and that's a nice loop.
Yeah.
But I might change my mind after coming here.
It'll be better when the Polynesian Island Tower is open and the walkway is fully open. That will be lovely, but this is really beautiful. Much more in wilderness than the monorail resorts for sure.
All right, well, we're gonna keep walking. All right, so we're at the French Quarter, and the vibe is totally different for sure. There's definitely more steel-themed bars around here. It's more industrial. It still keeps its lush.
Making it sound like a prison.
It's not, but it is really beautiful. It's colorful. I love how each house is painted, well, each room is painted differently. It's just really cute to walking through here.
Yeah, it definitely has the vibe of New Orleans with all that kind of wrought iron railing and super colorful buildings mixed with brick. And then obviously, tons of magnolia trees and again, more pristine manicured landscaping as opposed to like Alligator Bayou over in Riverside. But a really lovely feel. It definitely feels, again, more like you're kind of in the streets of New Orleans, about to walk down Bourbon Street. We're just missing a hurricane drink and a parade float.
All right, so let's talk a little about food here at the French Quarter. We just stopped by Sasagula Floatworks and Food Factory. Long name. It's very, very wordy. So it's pretty much just quick service. They got American food with the Cajun twist. Nothing special, so you'll probably just get some Cajun style fries or something. They also have Scat Cat Club and also lounge / cafe, which are 2 different things, but one's a lounge, one's a cafe. This is where they serve the best beignets. And when I say the best, I tried the Tiana's Bayou ones and I was like, all right, this is the Disney beignet. I've never tried a Disney beignet, and I just tried one. Not just one, 2, which was like the spooky one, which is like the ghoul version of it. And these 2 have to be one of the most delicious things I've ever eaten on Disney property.
And most importantly, they're Mickey shaped. So Mickey shaped beignets over at the Scat Cat Club Cafe at Port Orleans French Quarter. Those were delicious.
Yes.
And then lounge, typical lounge has bars and some snacks. So that's really it for dining options here at French Quarter. Again, sit down is at Boatwright's over at Riverside. And then there is a pool bar at the Mardi Gras pool, which is Mardi Gras as well. So there is an option for a pool bar over here. But it has just been a really lovely day exploring the 2 halves to this resort. I think it is an absolutely wonderful resort. It's a great moderate. It has really unique features in terms of the theming, the landscaping, kind of how secluded it feels. Definitely the riverboat transportation from the resort over to Disney Springs is super unique and really nice. But again, it's a little bit further from the park, so needing to take a bus or having to pay for an Uber or a minivan or something like that is something to consider when you're thinking about staying here. But this has been a really great day.
Yep. All right, and we're just gonna probably take a few more twists and turns through the resorts and get lost. Don't forget to like and subscribe below. And please leave a comment stating what you want to see in the future. So let me know.